trader since this is working. Young can do it. You got a high enough social. Call for green. Like a 12 or something, aren't you? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, can I get another bulk goods trader? I've got other shit they might like to buy, but honestly, I want to buy food. So if they can bring food as a priority, that'd be great. Now, what else we got? We're going to have a lot of food and medicine, and we have a whole shit ton of crops. Holy crap. Can I get your asses out here harvesting this shit? Because this might be our very first instance of actually getting a lot of food. The biggest problem I have at this location is we hit a cold snap right after winter, right after we moved in. And so we weren't really growing enough food, and I didn't have the extra grow rooms in place yet. So I wasn't aware fully yet that this place was like going to snow every winter, and going snow to cold snap meant we had like nothing for them to eat. And now I had all these animals and stuff here, like they are mowing through it. This is why I want my people out here trying to get this, because I only have so many animals up here. And they're pretty much good. These guys do need the food. I don't care if they eat all this. This is the point of it. Like, as long as they can eat, they're fine. Because they'll still have these areas, which is not really sufficient for a colony of my size. But if they're full, and I have extra crops that I can get to, like this little section here is pretty sizable. If I could get this, then we would have quite a bit of food for a hot minute. We have got some in here. I just got to get it to a point where we're starting to be in like the thousands with food, like with raw food and stuff, because my people will go and tame an animal and feed them. So it doesn't matter if we have a lot more food inside, right? But yeah, I love how this Thrumbo brought like one egg. I'm sure it wasn't just one egg, was it? It was one egg. That's all that Thrumbo decided to do. Anyway, okay. So I've now got all my cooks and stuff coming in here and cooking their asses off, which is great. Everybody's got a weapon. My neurotrainers have been used. The venometic power cell has been applied. I have still 3 traders coming, 2 at the same time. My animals are being tended to because I finally have medicine. I do still have like the issue of allocating out the double beds as well. Marjot, Vincent, that's fine. I'm missing a bed. I was supposed to use those masterworks. I was supposed to install them here, but I ended up selling them, which is fine. My colonists will probably make a half-decent set of beds anyway. They don't. It'd be like too good versus like a fuck ton of like masterworks. Most of these are like really good, unless they've broken them. I guess you're probably snacking on, yeah, an egg. Not getting a lot of bird production going at the moment, but that's okay. So, what should happen is when my animals inevitably hit their culling wall, right? Which most of them are getting very close to max. Those panthers though, I've got a lot of panthers that aren't getting culled. That might be too many. But I might see if you guys can maybe hold out at 30 panthers, because there's like 20 odd at the moment. And it's a lot. Like as soon as these guys become adults, they would hit 40. Fuck it. We'll see if we can manage 40. I'll see. And then once these guys are on this side, I can reduce this. Let's see. Cats are doing okay. Horses are basically hit that. And I don't have an autocull on this. I am waiting for them to reach the maximum, but I was kind of trying to keep... I was trying to prevent these fuckers from breeding too many. I was pretty sure. Same with like the cats and stuff. Sheep. I must have just taken it off at some point. I'll have to come back and have a look at that later. I took the horses off like being able to breed endlessly. There was a point in time where we had... Oh, fuck off the cold snap. This is... Yeah, of course it's a fucking cold snap. I'm trying to get food, you fuckers. 2 winters in a row to spring with cold snap. Okay, so what I kind of want you guys to do is, I guess, like, ignore everything outside and just go ham on inside for like a few minutes. Of course they did. Yeah, outside of the crop area if I could. Just leave all that alone. Honestly, there's not much in this area in here either, but this is gonna royally fuck us over again. I need basically anybody that can do crop stuff to get their asses out here. Let's go find some people that can do plant cutting. Plant cutting as a priority. So I think it's like sorted in the opposite direction. Can you plant cut to the top and take me to the actual top? Alright, mole mate, I don't know where the fuck you're going, but we have plants we need to cut, and I think down here will be the best part to start on. So Baikal looks like he's out here planting it. Probably gonna lose all these fucking crops that we planted too. I really needed them to kind of like hold out to have like spring, 2 crops in spring if I could get it, and like a crop in like summer as well. Baikal mate, I don't know where you're going, but if you can plant shit, you can stay here. You can help me. We're gonna try to get as much of these crops cut and inside as possible. I know they're gonna just mostly turn them into food, but honestly, if it keeps my colony alive, I do have traders coming that I do want to buy food from, but I don't want to just solely waste money buying food. Kangaroo can come out and do stuff too. She can do stuff nearby. I just love the fact that I'm like, I really just don't need a cold snap. Like, the very specific thing that we don't need 2-3 years in a row, and then cold snapped again. Like, the thing is, like, sometimes what I get here is not battles. It's not always battles. Sometimes it's purely just, like, fighting against, I don't know, nature fucking you over kind of thing. I will literally grab as many people as I possibly can to try to harvest what we can out of this area. I don't even know if you're still stacking it up. There we go. Alright, next up, Rolf. Rolf, mate, when you're done, you're gonna get in here too. I just, like, it would have just been really chill. It would have been just laid back. They could have come out and done this whenever they felt like it. But now, it's get your cheeks fucking out here before these fucking plants die. And I probably don't have enough electricity to warm up most of the colony, unfortunately. Masterwork, they'll probably also get the flu, I reckon, because at the moment I'm prioritizing getting the harvest done, but I also really need to go around and throw down, telling them to go and like replace, what do you call it, firewood and stuff in the campfires and crap around the place. Alright, hold on a second. We're up to Rolf. Let's see if we can get a couple of things going at the same time, because not everybody's going to work on the same thing. So I do still have a lot of heaters running, which is great, but I still have a lot that are just manual like this. Turn those fuels back on. There's a few rooms that just don't have them, and there's nothing I can do about that. The grow rooms, super glad I didn't pop those fucking open. Like, damn. This should still have a roof on it. Yes. Okay, that's fine. That's gonna need, yeah, that's gonna get fueled up as well. Alright, next up, we're up to Rolf, Gabriella. My harvesters are not gonna get a chance to sleep properly for like a day. And, hold on. Hey, you come with me. I think that those might be harvestable, but I haven't got them like allocated up for it yet. I do want them to kind of like get up in these corners and work on them here if I can, because my animals are eating at the other end of this pile and they're working their way in. I also need to allocate a whole bunch more of these. Cats miscarried due to starvation. And that's another thing too, is all the animals that are currently pregnant are going to probably miscarry because starvation, because additional cold snap. Although most of them have eaten, but And probably a really good thing that I just culled like 6 panthers and stuff, because like I'm not going to have a lot of meat after spring, which, you know, kind of crappy start to spring when winter is prolonged up this way. I gotta admit that like Phoebe Chillax is getting really creative though. Like, it's not just about the constant battles, as I said. She's not just sending me giant fucking raids. She's literally slowly and calmly fucking over my colony, you know, with like, as you can see, like a cold snap and stuff. I want to make sure that anything that's just grown is still harvestable. Next up is Ram. Mate, you're getting in here too. I think Rolf's already on that lineup. There's like cats in here. The only good thing is I do have a lot of animals that are still awake at this time that are kind of roaming around, bringing the crops inside. It has been a while since we've had to go manual harvest mode. Honestly, somebody's also having a punch up. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't usually have to kind of like tell them to go harvest shit, but I'm not willing to let them risk what little harvest we've got. I need them to bring it inside. They're starting to get the fireplaces on. We should still have all of the heaters still running, I believe. And my people will be trying to like replant these areas, which is kind of good because I will see other people that can do planting come down into this area, and they'll kind of like expose themselves to like my awareness that they can do gardening in this area. So yeah, that will also help. Like I'm watching Cat. Like, what is Cat doing here? He just kind of loitering around, maybe? It's really nice seeing the panthers doing the hauling though, and the thrumbos coming in and grabbing some stuff too. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get all of this before winter happens. I could have obviously just fucking paused and been like, you know what, we'll go ham for a minute. But, like, there's rice and stuff here. This might be too far away. And cows are eating it and stuff too, but that's fine. Like, we'll just get what we can fucking get. Thrumbo's got dibs on that, or had dibs on it. I also really want to get the crops that have got a bit higher stuff in them than just fucking rice. Hello, Phoenix. I didn't realize you're in here. Phoenix is my cat friend, but it doesn't know. I just heard him like murmur at me. I don't know where he is. I think he's under the desk. Not sure. He's either under the desk or he's perfectly behind my chair where I can't see him. But I don't think he's probably... Oh, there he is. He was under the desk. I was going to say, I'm like, I don't think he's behind me because Azula's behind me on the ground. And I'm like, he won't be, like, announcing his presence behind me if she's, like, awake. Mostly she'd just wake up and, like, slap him in the butt or something, you know? It's just what cats do. Inspired recruitment. That's fine. I don't have any prisoners or anything at the moment. We're just going to try to get as much of this shit as we can. I'd love to just be like, oh, here's a large area, go like drag harvest kind of thing, but no, there's probably shit for that, but it's fine. And Calf has got dibs on that. Well, we've got dibs on those. Now, I should have a couple of people out over here already. I don't know if Sam does cooking. I don't think he does farming, gardening stuff. Tofu probably does. Yeah, you don't do plants. Radmith, how the fuck did you die? Yeah, no? We'll see. We'll see how close we were to that. Radmith is a fucking doctor. So my guess is that nobody tended to him. Which is fair. If he wasn't near medicine, there's a good chance my people didn't bother. Alright. Oh, so the save is like right before that. Okay. There's also going to be like a couple of people that I'm going to have to reallocate to go get like the plants and shit as well, I'm sure of it. What are you doing, Phoenix? I can hear him like murmuring and sharking around on the floor. And there he is. Alright, let's see. There was medical treatment needed, Merino. You aren't hurt. So what's happening with... There's Joshua's hurt. As far as I could tell, Radma was in a punch-up, I believe, with Jet. Gizen's already in here. Penguin's in here. Unless this is a save right before it, which should be right after the cold snap. Okay, hold on. You've made something. Where is Radma? I assumed that he'd be up in, like, here somewhere. Pumpkin, purple. I may have to go looking manually. If he's near Jet, I would imagine that he's, like, in and around here. Because Jet is almost always in and around here. And Radma would probably have just encountered him getting some food or something. Dodsworth some more. Yeah, let's go find where Radma is. The A to C's in the Radma is... He's sitting in the fucking... Okay, so your stomach has been destroyed. Is this what your problem is? Euthanized by cut? Oh, okay, so somebody just fucking... Wait, did I allocate it to you instead of the cat you're carrying? That's what happened. Holy fuck. Okay, so the cat that I was meant to get rid of... Do I have a stomach for you? Hold on. Install a stomach. Yeah, go ham. Go ham. Go do that instead. Just don't die installing that. Okay, so I didn't realize that I actually allocated Radma to die instead of the cat that he was holding. I was thinking that that was very unusual that it didn't show up on, like, the cat in the animals section, that it was allocated to die. But, yeah. Go lay your ass down in hospital, mate. Like, at least go rest yourself. You also kind of need a spine. And I wouldn't mind replacing that, but I want to see you fucking survive the stomach operation first. I don't even know how many stomachs we've got. It said bionic, right? So, bionic eye. I just gotta find one. Heart, spine. We've got only one spine. So, oh yeah, here we are. We got 2 stomachs. So you got 2 chances to fix up your stomach. Because you probably can't fucking eat. I do have to go check some people to see if they have that at some point. Because yeah, that is fucking you up pretty badly. I would send them on a caravan and not know. But you go get some rest. And fuck. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is right before the cold snap. I've got Rolf allocated over here. I see Snake is in the area harvesting shit. So guess what, Snake? You're down here now. And then I'll have to go and grab like Gizen and some others. And I haven't actually allocated all of this to be harvestable yet, which is what the problem is. There we go. Alright, now I know I had a person over here. Gabriella was a harvester. Yep, so she can get out here and get her hands on the plants before the cows eat them. They'll just eat the rice off the ground if there's rice on the ground, you know. But there's no harm in like forcing the animals to go somewhere else and eat somewhere else, you know. Get the potatoes and shit too. They may actually eat the potatoes. And I'll see if I can go grab Snake before he runs off. Shoot Frenzy. At least we figured out what happened to Radma though, because I'm like, that seems unusual because I don't recall, like I saw Radma and Jet had a punch up, but I'm like, I don't think that that was that severe because it would have been flashing like major medical thing or something, right? I'm like, I'm not that fucking oblivious to my colony. I do pay somewhat attention to them. Snake has in fact walked off. There you are. Alright, you get your ass back here. You didn't get that far, which is good. And I think Bombay might... I think Bombay does animals, but I don't know if you can do plants. Shoot Frenzy, Delacruz, that's fine. Alright. And I don't think I've got anybody that's got like inspired surgery. I think there might be one person with that, but I don't know who it is. Otherwise, I'd probably like maybe allocate them. Also, I'm pretty sure we'll start getting, you know, the sound effect of like all the plants dying and shit. That will happen probably pretty soon. So yeah, that's gonna go on for a bit because I got a lot of plants out here. Alright. Bombay is still kind of in the area. Might see about grabbing you in a second, mate. Bombay, can you do plants? No, you cannot. I am seeing like a few people in the area. We've missed a group of person. Alright, hold on. Let's go back to... I don't know if I'm near the top for this. For plant cutting. Here we are. Alright, Mole has decided to fuck off and do something else. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting shit near them if they've got like a crop nearby that can be harvested. Otherwise, like there's a couple here. Otherwise, I'm walking in all the way down to the bottom of the map. And there's stuff that can be like picked up here. I can obviously hear that surgery is rolling on. Cows got dibs on these. No, they don't. Not anymore. Get us some berries. I guess you'll come down here next. I do hope that Radma actually survives that. I just didn't know that he didn't have a stomach as well. So that kind of sucks for him. Obviously, like, at the speed in which that I can allocate this, the only way I could probably do it faster would be to pause the physical game and tell everybody to go, like, harvest a huge cluster. And that would obviously, like, allow me the most possible harvest that I could possibly get. But I do see, like, natural disasters and weather events and stuff like that as part of collateral of just existing with RimWorld. So, like, I don't know for sure if I could get all the food if I was to tell everybody to just manually go and get it, kind of thing. Like, I'm actively, like, waking people up. I don't want to fuck around with the yak's food. I will let kangaroos sleep till the morning because it won't matter. She'll either make it out here to harvest these or she won't. I'm not fucking around with the yak's food because they have been mostly starving. So what little food that they do have, I definitely don't want to take away from them. Whereas the boomalopes and the thrumbos and the cows and stuff that's up in this area have got like ample food. So I don't really have much of an issue with harvesting all this because like they're not getting to this anyway. There's other crops on the map that they can kind of access. But Kimmy will do a bunch of this when she wakes up. Snake's nearly finished with his little section. I do know that Gorilla can do harvesting, so she can help out for a hot minute. Yeah, I'll have to grab some more people as I go. This is fine. Also, I see penguins up and about, so I don't know what was wrong with them before, but I guess that's fine. And my bulk goods traders have arrived. Neat. Let me get these allocated up for a bit, so that Gorilla will be here for a while. And I'll go and, I guess, do a trade. I have to go wake up somebody for that. Probably. You know what I should have done with the social is I should have made one day timer and one night timer OP. That's what I should have done. I knew there was something I could have done with that, but I didn't. Alright. Where are you? Up here. Okay, so who's close that can do a big trade? Chase Ratweeks. Corpsey is asleep though. But you are pretty close by, so if you can go trade with them. Where's the other group? All of my social people are on like the top half of the map, except for Vulture. I think you can do social, can't you? Yeah, you can. Alright, well that's fucking lucky. And they're deciding to come in here. How nice. And there go my plants. My plants are starting to die from the cold. Oh man. Okay. Let's go quickly check on Radma before anybody gets a trade in. Where are you, mate? How did you survive that? You're looking like about halfway between that. Okay, so I will give them a new spine eventually, but I don't want to do it while they're just freshly worked on, because I think that's a really quick way to get them dead. Although they don't look like they've like had any issues, which is good. How you doing, Beaver? Need an eyeball. Fuck it, you're like right here. How do you feel about getting a right eye while you're just here? Right eye. There you go. Alright, you just happen to be in hospital, so yeah. Let's see, we could do it for goat. We could do with some food. Alpaca, that should get auto-colored. Pemmican. Some meat. I have cloth. Let's see. I could give you guys some leathers and shit. I don't need the herbal medicine. We are growing some. I think the 200-ish that we got at the moment is not bad. I do have a metric fuck ton of books. We got a lot of wood again, which is great. We're in time for a cold snap too. And I do have a Masterwork statue. I'll hold on to that for the moment. And I'll sell you guys all of the extra clothes. Although that is a perfect, hold on, we might keep those for a second because they're pretty good quality. I want to sell shit that's like mostly like 30% or under, you know, 40% or under. That is immediately a lot of money. Okay, hold on. Let's go down this way and sell you some of this shit. Creep up on the money. And then I'll get you guys the fuck out of my colony. I could just sell them wood. I could sell them leather or chem fuel. I need to adjust my headset. There we go. I could sell them any of that stuff. But I'm trying to get rid of the extra clothes so that my people are making fresh clothes and cycling through it because we're down to like 116. So I don't really think that they're going to get to a point where they can just kind of like, you know, get rid of all the clothes and be good and stuff. I think you might have been the one to do that trade. Yeah, can you tell them to dismiss? That looks like the food's here. And because it's winter now, get off that pile though. Actually, can you come and haul that as a priority? Because it's not winter, it's spring, but it's a cold snap. All of this shit should stay fresh outdoors because cold. I know Lee often has tantrums and stuff, but if I can just get you guys to bring it in, which reminds me, a lot of like the cold stuff inside is going to probably be freezing. And I pretty well should have another, what do you call it? Oh, I forgot. It's fine. I should have an auto cull on the animals, so realistically. Alright, we should be doing another trade. Here we are. More ducks, more goats. They really want to give me goats. Food, we don't want human meat. Nice fucking try, mates. We've accidentally bought that like once before. I do need the components. I could buy the shit, but I don't super need it. I could honestly buy that. That's fine. I don't need the cloth at this point. I will need it for like flooring at some point, but not right now. Don't need the reinforced barrel. Principles of batteries, monsters, memories. I have been buying them a lot of books, but we'll come back to that in a hot second if we need to. Now, extra clothing. I might end up, I don't know, we'd be alright. I'm not going to have a lot to sell to the last trader by the look of it. So if I don't happen to purchase the extra books, we're basically kind of good at this point. We obviously don't have a shit ton of food, but I do have a fuck ton of like leathers and furs and shit that I can trade for food. And we also still have like 12,000 silver. So I can definitely make the trade, and I'm not buying their human meat. I do think that the animals would probably use it though. Like I have fucked up and bought it before. I'm just curious where the fuck it was in here for like how much quantity it was. Was 473. I could just give that to the animals. And I'm like, I can technically afford it, and I could just put that outside for the animals, but we should be alright. Shouldn't need to buy it. So, and I run the risk of my colonists, here goes all the plants. I run the risk of my colonists accidentally, well not accidentally, I have cannibals in my colony, so they will go and eat it if they want, and then my people will be like, oh my god, you did raw cannibalism, blah blah blah, or whatever, and I'll be like, oh my god, mates. Okie dokie, so if you can bring in the chocolate, and then haul in the meat. I know you were getting some sleep. Corn plants died. Yeah, the plants are starting to die. You can't do hauling. Sue could bring in some. No marks on that. That's fine. Okay, I'll leave those alone. We should be okay. I'll save that because I don't want to lose what we bought. Those two traders should be fucking off. Now, what little animals are here? I do need to hunt before they decide to leave because too cold. And off we go with more of up to Jet. Jet's consuming milk. That's fine. When you're done with that, mate. Kangaroos on that stack. Gorillas on that stack. You can start up here. When you're done with that, you can come down here and get in here. My plants are dying before I'm getting to it. And it's snowing. Oh, mate. We're only going to get what we get, honestly. it would have been lovely for